Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back and welcome to my channel. It's your girl Marmar, Chef Marmar RD, aka Marmar in his house, aka Say, aka you already know what it is. If you haven't seen my face before and you're new to my channel, go ahead and push that like button. Go ahead and subscribe, because you already know you want to see more of this face, okay? So let's go ahead and get into this video, because I had some inspiration today. Not much people know about like how credit works and what they can do to improve it. I remember instilling it in my head. I do not want to have debt when I get older, and if I do, I want to pay it off as soon as I can, because one thing I hate owing people. Yes, I hate owing people money or any type of thing like that, because you already know if you owe somebody something, you already know the first thing they're going to do is be like, hey, you remember you owed me this and that? Where is it at? Where's my money at? Where's my shoes at? Where's this and that? And you already know they're going to ask for their money every time they see you, and it's just going to be aggravating. Money can ruin relationships and stuff like that. I just came up with this video to give you guys some pointers on how to improve your credit and some tips to get your credit to stay at where you want it and things like that. This is the video that you never thought you needed until you clicked on it, or you clicked on it because you need it really bad and you need some help, but you don't want to pay for it, which is a good idea. You don't need to pay anybody to help you with your credit and help you manage bills, etc. So let's go ahead and get into it, because I'm giving y'all this for free. I'm giving you these tips for free. So the least you can do is like my video. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, really, please. Like it. It really helps a lot. It helps the algorithm. I wrote a whole bunch of notes down because, got a little dot on my head. I wrote a whole bunch of notes down so I don't miss a beat, so I can tell y'all everything that I learned and what I know about credit. I am not a professional. Let me put that random disclaimer out right now, but I just wanted to show y'all what I do to improve my credit. First thing to help with your credit, it's an obvious answer on how to improve. Pay your bills. Yes, we all know. Pay them and you're fine. But you know how life works. It gets in the way, and sometimes you can't pay, sometimes you forget to pay, and sometimes you're just like, I don't care, I don't want to pay. This is what happens. It gets into the credit bureau, and then it starts accumulating interest, and then it starts getting sent to other places, bill collectors and stuff. They'll find out what your number is. They'll keep calling you and calling you and calling you until you pay it or put up some payment plan. You don't want these phone calls calling us every day. Even when you block the number, trust me, I know, even when you block the number, they will find you again. They will have another number to call you from. That's how serious they are about their money. That's one thing. The government and all that, and any other company or place, they will try to get their money. They don't care about you. They just want their money. A good thing to start with is to have a pen or a paper, or have your notes like on your phone, like have your notes tab open and just write out all the places that you have your credit cards from, whether it be from this place, that place, whether it be like you owed a friend or a family member. Write it all out on a piece of paper or notes and order it from most important to least important. And what I mean by most important, you really need to give them the money first, or something could happen or stuff like that. That's the top priority to lowest priority. That's how I do my credit and stuff like that, or people or things or companies that I owe. Another tip, make a plan. You see all of these bills and you see all of these credit stuff and adding getting it, and it all adds up to whatever thousand, hundreds of dollars. Of course it's gonna be overwhelming. You're gonna be like, I feel defeated. I don't even know where to start. First, calm down, calm your nerves, and breathe. Because you gotta tell yourself that you can get through it. Go through your list one by one and do what I like to do. Payment plans. Yes, you can make payment plans on anything that you owe money with. You can most likely, I want to say 80%. Because the places that I borrow or money from or credit from, what I did one day. I wrote down everything. I'm telling y'all everything what I did. I wrote down everything. And I called them. I called each and every person that I owed money to with that high priority to lower priority, and called and said, hey guys, I'm really going through it right now. Just be honest with them. Let them know what's going on a little bit. They don't have to know your whole life story. Whatever the payment is, the minimum payment due or something like that, tell them you're struggling right now. They'll most likely try to work with you so that way you can make some sort of payments and make a payment plan that's lower for you. That will be better, even though you'll probably still accumulate interest or APR or anything like that, but at least you'll be able to afford to pay the payments. Because one thing you don't want to do is stop making payments, because that's going to make everything worse. You want to keep making payments. Even if it's the littlest amount, at least you're paying on it. Even if, let's just say, for example, you bought something that was $1,000, and then you forget about it or something happens, and over the years it accumulated to $1,500, and you know that it's accumulating. You don't want to mess with it. You don't know how to deal with it because it's gotten so much. By now, call the people on your card, or call the people wherever you got your card from. Call them, and get in contact with them. Say you want to make a payment plan on your bill, on your debt, and then they'll probably send you to another place and then another place until you get to a person that will help you pay off the debt. And no matter how long ago it was, So that's a very good way that increases your credit score, is by making those payments. It's also good to have a set schedule. It's very imperative that you stay organized. So what I like to do is I like to have automatic payments for stuff that I feel like I'll forget to pay, and for other payments such as rent or water bill or light bill, I usually do it manually because it's usually a higher sum of money, or I just don't want to put it automatically. I will do that myself. It depends on how you feel and how your financial situation is, to see if you would like to do automatic payments, but that's definitely an option. Just be careful with those, because if you don't have enough money in your account, it will try to take out the money in your account, even if there's no money in there, and then your account will overdraft, and then that's a whole big story. So you always got to make sure there's enough money in there for it to take it out and stuff like that. And then there's also a way, if you have automatic payments and there's one day where you don't have enough money in your account for it to take out, you can call them and be like, hey, I don't have enough money for this payment. Can you postpone it? Sometimes they postpone it for you. So it always just depends on the place, the person, and all that. So that's a good way to look at that too. That way, with payments, you don't have to pay all of it, every single card that you have at one time, so that way you don't end up broke, you know what I'm saying? You can still live your life while paying off your debts. And plus, the longer you keep paying this, and the more you keep paying it, your credit will go up. It will look better on your credit. So a good tip is, when you have extra money or you have extra cash, throw some into a bill that you feel like it would benefit the most. So if there's like a credit card that you feel like you could be behind on one day, throw some money in that. Because you never know, life happens. Just like with the pandemic, it happened. And thank God I had savings in my savings account, and I also I put extra payments every now and then. I would send extra payments to the places that I owe, just in case a rainy day or a rainy month. So I like to have all of my credit cards at least a month ahead of time, if not more, because that would help you out immensely. If you can't pay it one month, you have that extra wiggle room to gather up your money to be able to pay it the next time. And it also really looks good on your credit, because it shows that you really are dedicated towards paying off your debt, and they like seeing that you want to do that. And then hence they'll give you more points, which will give you more credit, which will give you more stuff to buy things with. Another tip is, just because it says a minimum payment on your account, let's just say you have a minimum payment of $50 due this month. You can pay the $50, but if you have enough money to pay $60 or $70, go ahead and pay it. Because if you keep paying the minimum payment due every single time, you're gonna accumulate interest. That's why they give you credit cards, because they make money out of this, because people only pay the minimum amount due, so it accumulates more money for them. So always make sure, like if you have, like I said before, always make sure you pay a little bit here, a little bit more here, a little bit more there, because the sooner you pay it off, the sooner you won't have interest to pay more of the item that you bought, if that made any sense. So before you get a new credit card, think. I'm gonna put it right here. Think. Okay? Because a lot of people just get credit cards. That's not a good thing. Here's why. Some people apply for credit without even knowing that they apply for credit. For example, at JCPenney's, they'll be like, do you want to put this on our JCPenney's card? You say, yeah, sure. They'll have you fill out this form and stuff like that. And then at the end, it'll say, are you sure you want to process this credit card application? Then you'll be like, wait, whoa, I didn't know this was a credit card application. That's because they get profit off of you doing an application. A lot of people don't tell you that it's a credit card application. Some people don't even know what credit card or credit is at all, so they'll just be like, okay, whatever. And this is like a permanent record, guys. This goes into your permanent record. So if you submit this and don't use your card, and you haven't used it in a year, you have 1 year to use the card at least once. If you don't, your card will close, and that will impact your credit negatively. So we do not want this to happen. You want to use your card at least once a year.
And guys, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can literally just buy a pack of gum. It's fine.
Waste. Just be on the lookout. If you're signing up for anything, always ask, is this a credit card application? Even if it seems silly to ask. Always ask, because you never know if it's a credit card application or not, and then it goes towards your credit, and then it brings your credit down every time you do an application. Yes, every time you do an application, it will bring your points down. Not a lot, but it's enough to, be like, where does that come from? Most of the time, the points come back after a little while, but it's just good not to have that on your record, because they see that too, how many times you submit for an application and how many times you use the card. It's just a hassle that doesn't need to be there. So limit your credit cards to stuff that you actually need. Like Walmart is a good credit card to have for food, clothes, groceries, necessities. Walmart is a good credit card to have. But things like, stuff that you don't need, I would just recommend one card that just has money on it. If that makes any sense, guys, I hope I'm making sense. The tip is, before you get a credit card, always calculate it into your finances and see if you can pay whatever the minimum payment's gonna be and then some. So let's say the minimum payment's gonna be $50. Can you pay $60 every minimum payment due? If not, don't get the credit card. Wait until you get enough money. The items that you're trying to get, they'll most likely be there tomorrow. And if they're not there tomorrow, Amazon that thing, girl, or boy, or non-binary, or whatever y'all is. Politely decline if it is a credit card. Don't be mean about it, because these people are doing their job too, and some people don't even know that they're sending you to apply for a credit card. So don't be too mean to the people that are trying to do their job, guys. But it's always good to be aware that you're signing up for a credit card. Another good tip is, if you have to use a credit card sometimes, it's good to apply and get another card to use than a card that you already have. Another tip before you get your credit card, always look at how much interest you're going to be paying, because regardless of what payment plan you're doing, most likely you will have interest, whether it's a year from the date that you purchased it or 30 days or something like that. Most likely all the plans have interest on it. If you're planning on paying it like in a month or like very soon, I'm gonna give an estimate like maybe 3 months, then you're fine. If you're gonna pay it quickly, you're fine. Still look at the interest rate and the APR. Isn't it right? APR? I'm not sure, but the interest. We want to look at the interest. They usually have like a little pamphlet that'll show you, or they'll even tell you if you ask before you do the credit card, hey, how much interest is it for this card? And they'll usually let you know. Honestly, if it's over a certain amount of percentage, don't do it. There's another card out there that probably has less or none at all sometimes, and they'll have something else that's kind of like interest. If it's at this rate, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth the credit card. It's not worth the points that are going to be taken away. It's not worth it. Just don't do it, honey. When you have a credit card, also, you want to use under 30% of all your cards, of all your usage. As long as you use under 30%, your credit score won't like go down. But if you use more than 30%, it'll start going down, which is okay. But we want to stay in that range of 30%. Also, always monitor your credit score at least once a week. I check my score. I haven't checked in a while because I know it's kind of like looking a little rusty right now, because I had to get some things, you know what I'm saying? I had to get some things, tattoos. But you want to at least check your score at least once a week to see where you're at. One site that I recommend, I wish they sponsored me. Cough, cough. Go ahead, sponsor me. It's alright. But I'm not sponsored by them, but I use them. They're like my lifeline for everything. Credit Karma. Yeah, it's free. Credit Karma is free, so definitely use Credit Karma to check your credit score if you have one at all, and to see, and they also give you options on what you can do to better your score. I would definitely look into it before you do that, just to see what it's all about and stuff like that. So Credit Karma is really good with that, and it's free. Personal loans. Now, there's like a little debate about personal loans. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it okay? What I feel about personal loans is, if you don't want to pay different places and have to remember all these things and different transactions coming out of your bank account, doing a personal loan will benefit you in a lot of ways. Because what a personal loan is, you get a loan from a bank or whatever, and they give you a certain amount of money. Now, most of the time, if your credit's good or something like that, they'll give you the amount that you need to pay all of your debt at the same time. So literally, every single credit card and stuff that you have, they'll pay it all. but you have to pay them back, of course. You can't just pay everything and not expect to pay it back, you silly goose. Of course, they'll have interest with it. So, one thing about the personal loans is they give you that money to pay your debt, and then, your credit score is going to skyrocket because you paid everything off. So they're like, okay, she paid this, he paid that, bing, 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 and your credit looking mighty nice. But a con about this is that their interest is probably through the roof because that you have a big old lump payment that you just borrowed from them and that you have to pay back. And if you have any late fee, like if you're late on any of the payment or anything like that, the late fees are kind of high. It's really high because of that. So that is a very good option. That I would recommend that you guys look into. I personally haven't done it yet because I'm kind of scared, kind of nervous, but I've been looking into it as well. So maybe I'll do it and let you guys know, but we'll see. We'll see when we get there. Maybe. If ever. One thing about personal loans with the interest rate, even though if the interest rate may be a little high, you won't have to worry about it going up, or it won't go down. It'll just be the same interest rate until you pay off the debt that you owe them. You can get pre-qualified for it, so you can know possibly what kind of loan you will be given. But sometimes they don't do pre-qualification, so they would have to do a hard credit run on your credit score, and that will drop your score down. But like with everything with credit runs, the points eventually come back to your account. It just takes a little minute. And these are some mistakes to avoid. Don't wait the last minute to pay your payments. So as soon as you swipe that card to pay for something, this is what I do. As soon as I get paid, I go pay a payment. Even when the statement's not even on the account yet, I go ahead and try to pay that thing. And then even like the day the statement's up, pay something, because they look at everything. The credit bureau people, whatever, they look at everything, and they see that you paid it as soon as possible. They're gonna be like, okay, they on their stuff. They already know, like, they got that payment out and everything like that, and that will bring your credit score up. Mistake is, don't ignore your debt. Yes, you're in debt. Yes, you owe them. Yes, you owe her. Yes, you owe him. Yes, you owe them money. One thing that people do is they ignore it after a while because they feel like they can't change it, and they're just like, whatever. And then when you want to get a house or a car or something that you really, really want, you can't get it because your credit's kind of bad. Embrace it and use these steps that I told you, or whatever steps that you got in mind to make your credit better so you can get what you really want in life. Always put in your mind that you owe that person money, or you owe that company money, and that you want to pay it as soon as possible. Pretend it's like a person who keeps bothering you about the money. Pretend like it's a priority, but not top priority. Rent, stuff like that, kids and all that is top priority. But make it a priority. Make it like a job that you have to go to, something that you have to do. Also, another mistake is if you know you are going to be late on a payment, don't not say something. Call the person or call the company, say, hey, I think I'm going to be late on this payment because of this and that and that, or don't even tell them why you're going to be late on the payment unless they ask. They don't need to know. But if you're going to be late on a payment, say, hey, I'm going to be late on a payment. Is there any way you can postpone it? Most likely they will help you out. A lot of people don't know that. If you just call and say, hey, I need some help, they will help you out because they want their money. You know what I'm saying? So and they want to keep keep customers. So if you help them out, they'll be like, okay, I know they'll help me out. But another thing is, do not abuse this. Do not keep doing this every time every little thing happens. Only use this in case of emergencies, because they write these things down, and they don't like being abused. Who likes being abused over kindness? I know I don't. So only use this in a case of emergencies. Okay, guys, so that is just some tips on how to raise that credit score up, baby, or do better with your credit, stuff like that. If you want to see another video similar to this, I'm going to do one on if you have zero credit, or this is kind of like if you have low credit and you want to build it up. But if you have zero credit whatsoever, like you've never heard of credit in your life or don't know what to do with credit, like this video, and I will make another video explaining how you can get credit after having zero credit, because I've been there, and not many people tell you what to do, especially in school. Hopefully they changed that in school, but when I was in school, they didn't really tell us how to use credit. Only one class did, and I'm so glad he taught us, but even though I didn't really pay attention much in that class, I still learned. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and like always, don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out a bunch, and like this video, of course. Comment down below any questions that you have for me, and yeah, let me know if this helps you too. I really hope it helps. I love giving my advice videos out to you guys and seeing how it really helps you guys, and I know I needed that help, and I would love to give it to you. I keep saying words and they don't really make sense, but I hope you get what I'm saying, y'all. See you in the next video. Peace.